Cool. So yeah, so thanks for getting on the call with me, Lara. You've been doing this breathwork program for about 8 weeks or so now.
Hmm.
And so yeah, I'm basically just wanted to gain this opportunity to get some feedback from you and just hear your thoughts on the program overall. So over to you.
So when I started, I had lost my job and I was in a place of not in the fear place because I'd pulled myself out of the hole, but I wasn't in a great place to align for what I really needed. And although I had been putting out intentions on what I wanted, things just weren't aligning as I was expecting them to and wanting them to. So I started doing a lot of the breath work. And the first day, as soon as I started doing it, I knew I should have reminded myself in doing this because I learned this years ago with Anita, and I really should have gone back to it sooner, but I didn't. But as soon as I started doing it and started doing some of the exercises, I really felt as if I had gone through a treatment of Reiki and all my body was tingling. And I knew that it was, doing my physiological side of me a lot of good. Then I also started to feel definitely a lot calmer. And the more I did it and the more I consciously reminded myself, and some of your reminders really helped as well, because some days would get really busy. Those conscious, I have to do my exercises. And once you learn them, you can get them done in like 5 minutes. So it's really pretty easy, just as long as you're doing that breath work properly and you're conscious of doing it properly, not just rushing through it. But everything has started to really align for me. And over the past 4 weeks, I've been actively involved in 4 searches, and 3 have been very active, 2 very active, and now I'm at the stage of 2 final interviews over the next 2 weeks. And I really think the ability to calm myself, align myself, as well as, feel great when doing the breath work. And some of those exercises I know have a huge impact on me as soon as I do them. And I love the feeling. So yeah, I'd recommend it to anyone.
Awesome, Laura. Thank you. I just had a couple questions that just came to mind. That I wanted to just ask you. So, did you find any moments while you were going through the course? Did you find any moments where you felt um, any blockages, obstacles, difficulties? You struggle with
No.
anything?
So no, I didn't find. I think the blockages unblocked themselves faster than they would have done when not doing those exercises.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. And how did with this program? I don't just get you to focus on just breath alone. It was combining like the element of breath with mindfulness and using the two to form the conscious integrated awareness, which allows you to then think up and down, along the scale. How did you find that for yourself?
So as soon as you started pointing those things out to me, I started to consciously be more aware. And that even now, I'm still more aware of what I'm hearing, seeing, feeling. And it's been really good for me to do that, because once you start to understand why you're here, it's not just about going to work and doing the day-to-day school run and getting the house sorted out. It's about living, being, feeling, as well as how and the impact that you have on others around you. So it does, if you're feeling great, it helps rub off on others. And I have really noticed that as well. particularly with my husband, and how I don't lose it as much as I used to. And actually, even during the homework times, in doing homework, I've really tried to be so much more calm in those times where I would get really pretty frustrated with my son who didn't want to do his homework. So you can control things, and you're more aware of your control too.
Yeah, I mean that pretty much is the whole premise of this entire program. Um, I know you sort of glossed over it earlier,
Yeah,
when you were initially speaking about your experience, but just to sort of iron it out. Let's just say, for example, you're speaking to somebody about breathwork, or they're having a conversation with you. They they know they have a general gist of what to expect, but they're on the fence about doing a program like this. What bit of advice would you give them?
I think you need to jump in and try it, because if you don't understand what effect it can have on you, how can you make a decision as to whether you know it's good for you? And when you really have experienced it, that effect it has on you is priceless, because there are not many people I've ever met, and I've met a lot of practitioners that have taught me what you've taught me. So I think it's well worth doing.
Amazing, thank you, Lara. And just finally, with everything that you've learned,
Mm,
you know, can you see yourself using this for the foreseeable future? Can you see this
yeah,
applying this to your life, integrating
yeah,
to life?
because it helps me feel so much calmer just day to day, but also with that, you've got to do it consistently. There is a consistency about it. And yeah, all right, I try every single day to do it. And there are some days where I get to like 10 o'clock at night and I go, oh my God, I haven't done it. And I go, okay, it's fine. But tomorrow, definitely going to do it. So there are those moments that happen because life is very busy and there's a lot going on. However, you just need to get back to it and just keep going rather than let it slide, because the consistency is really going to help you.
Brilliant. Lara, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you also taking the time and effort to, well, apply yourself to the program, right? Because that that does take conscious effort. So
Yeah.
I'm super grateful to you for doing that. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to see how, I guess, life from here on out just sort of breezes breezes by for you.
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed on those two jobs.
100%.
It'd be great to choose. However, we'll see what happens. And yeah, I think the guy that I could work for in Amsterdam would be a really great company to go and be part of. But yeah, it will be hard work because it's starting something from scratch. And it's all men, so I think I'm being thrown in as the part of the diversity to the company.
Soften it up a bit.
Yeah, but that's all right. I don't care. I've dealt with that before. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And then there's other ones bubbling, like the contract I did. They're not ready yet, but they want to bring in a general manager for Europe. So that might come about in the next couple of months. And then um, there's another really amazing company, and that would have been choice number one, but they're just not ready either quite yet. And the guy that I thought I'd work for, I now need to go and meet somebody else. So it's kind of less interesting. And they're just not ready yet. So I think over the next couple of months they'll be ready. But I don't know, see what happens. It's all timing, right? And whatever the universe passes to me is what I'm meant to go for, is what I believe. So
Exactly. Exactly. And again, we use our breath to just connect to the present moment, because whatever future we'd like to have is just the byproduct of a sequence of present moments. So what you do now will affect what happens there. And then there's also got to be a degree of trust. So yeah, I'm more than certain what's meant for you will come to you.
I love your wisdom.
Thanks, Sarah.
You can
Well,
use those videos however you want, cut and clip them, whatever.